All right, here's how I make $200,000 a month selling Ai Receptionists. Real quick, so you know I'm not full of shit. Here's my processor, 198,000 in the last month in gross revenue, 177 in net. And just so you see the amount that I'm selling this service for, on average, it's around 500 per month, 500, 500, 500, 500. Sometimes we'll do some upsells and some extra services, and we'll charge between $1,000 and $2,000 per month. But for the most part, we're selling this for $500 per month. Now, there's three things that you need in order to do this. First, you have to not be a fucking idiot. Second, you have to work 16-hour days. And three, you have to listen to everything I'm showing you in this video from now to the end, and you have to implement it all as quickly as possible. So let's jump into it. First off, yes, as you can see in the title of this video, we're selling the Ai Receptionist. So yes, we sell the Ai Receptionist. That's what we're charging $500 per month for. I'm going to show you how to find the clients, how to sell the clients, how to fulfill and implement the service in a way where we almost completely minimize churn and keep it below 10% so that the recurring revenue that we're getting is stacking every month instead of constantly falling off and us having to replace that revenue. So yes, we sell the Ai Receptionist, but I also give every client, I try to give every client for free a website and a Google review automation mixed in with SEO, search engine optimization. That way they're reliant on us for more than just the AI agent. Yes, we're their receptionist, but we're also their website. We're also their Google presence. We've dug roots into their business to the point where it's not easy for them to leave us, right? Yes, anyone could replace the receptionist technically, so I try to give them as much as possible so that they are what I call a sticky subscription client. They don't leave us. Now we come down a little bit just so you can understand the numbers. There's only three things that you need. You need to get book calls, you have to sell the service, you need to fulfill and retain. You need to get a calendar like this right here where you have calls every day, 7 calls per day, and then once you have that, you need to learn how to sell the service and then fulfill the service. So step one, let me just show you the rundown real quick, then I'm going to show you how to get the book calls. First off, the path to, I'm just going to say doing exponentially well every single month through this business model. You need to get 7 book calls per day, 7 times 30, that's 210 book calls per month. If we get 210 book calls and we can close those calls at a 40% rate, we'd get around 80 new clients every single month. And if we get 80 new clients at $497 a month, we'll be making roughly $40,000 a month in revenue. Not saying you're going to do that, but I'm saying if you follow these systems and you could get 210 book calls and you did get 80 clients a month, then yes, 80 times $497 is basically $40,000 a month. So I'm not saying you're going to do that, but if you can do all the things, including get the book calls, the reason this business model is so good and it's better than drop shipping, trading, Amazon FBA, etc., the list goes on, every shiny business model that is out there is this is recurring revenue. You might have one great month with drop shipping and then boom, it's back to zero. You know, the viral product died out. With this, we're creating consistent, reliable income that we can bet on hitting our bank accounts every single month for years into the future. Now, jump down and get started. And if you think I speak too quick, I'm sorry that your brain can't process words quick enough. That's not my fault. That is your issue. And I recommend taking some speech classes so that you can come back to these videos at a later time, hopefully before it's too late. Now, how to get book calls. Okay, there's a few things we're going to do. And I'm also going to add inner sphere and cold calls to this list. So we can do 5 things basically starting out. We can tap into our inner sphere. Who do we know? Everyone knows a realtor. Everyone knows a business owner. Everyone has a family or friend that they're close with who runs a business who needs an AI receptionist. Tap into your inner sphere. It's going to help you gain confidence. It's going to help you get a testimonial that you can rely on to get other clients, and it can help you get referrals because once you provide a good service for the person you know, they can start recommending you to other people as well. Then we have Facebook groups. Posting in Facebook groups like this. Hey business owners, do you want to be the only business in your area you can take calls after 5 p.m. so that when all your competition is closed, you're getting 100% of the market demand? Have an AI receptionist you can take calls 24/7. Never miss a call. Sounds like human. Can book calls onto your calendar. Blah blah. If you don't believe me, call it here. Here's the number and throw it a curveball. You'll be blown away. Now we're posting in business owner Facebook groups. You could look up business owners of Tampa, business owners of Austin, business owners of Russia, business owners of Norslick. It doesn't matter where you live, but there is a business owner Facebook group and you need to go in it and shout loud and clear what you sell. Now you're probably thinking, but if you do that, you're going to get banned from these groups. People aren't going to listen. It's not really going to work. And that's true. It is a bit of a lottery ticket method. When that ticket hits, it can pay off exponentially. But a more consistent way to leverage Facebook groups is to go into more niched Facebook groups like plumbers of Florida or electricians of Arkansas, right? More niche. And then you get into that group and you go, hey, fellow plumbers, right? You have to act like a plumber. Hey, fellow plumbers, I just started my business and I'm looking to get some reviews because I finally have realized how important reviews are on Google. Does anyone know how to get more reviews? Tons of people are going to comment. Hey, this is how I get reviews. Then you're going to make another post 1 week later, maybe more like 3 to 5 days later in that same group. Everyone's going to remember you and you're going to say, hey, everyone, thanks for all the feedback. I got some amazing advice. I already used it and I'm getting about 20 reviews a day. This is blowing up my business. And then everyone's going to start commenting and then you're going to follow all the people who comment to you and you're going to message them privately and they're going to say, hey, drop the sauce. What did you learn? How are you getting 20 reviews per day? And then you're going to say, hey, I charge a few $100 to do this. Now this works for reviews or the Ai Receptionist or the web design, right? You'd really just swap in, you use this equation and then swap in the underlying variables that differentiate it. Now that's a great way to do it. A little bit unethical. Personally, I don't have it in me. I don't have the ability to be unethical like that. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and assuming you're here to learn how to make more money, then you might have to do what you got to do. So it's all good. I'm not judging you. I get it. Now we move on to AI content. Posting AI content, and the biggest caveat with this is they're calling your AI, and then once they call the AI receptionist that you're going to plug into their business is the AI receptionist that they're going to call and talk to, and it's going to sell them on why they need to use it. And then its main life goal is to push them to book a call into your calendar. So you're going to use all these methods, Facebook groups, AI content, paid ads, Intersphere, everything. You're going to push people to call your AI. Just call my AI. Just call my AI. That's how we're tracking these numbers. How can I get 100 people to call my AI every day? Because if I do, 100 people call it, it'll get 10 people, it'll convert at 10%, and it'll get 10 people to book onto my calendar every single day. And we know that if we get 10 people to book onto the calendar every day, as we saw up here, then we just have to close at a 40% rate, and we're going to be doing extremely well for ourselves. Now, of course, there's going to be some no-shows and everything, but I'll make another video on how to prevent no-shows, like, obviously. And then yes, AI content, same thing. Push people to call the AI. You can run paid ads, push people to AI. What's the method with paid ads? Very simple, right? Start it with a $25 budget, and my goal is how can we get one booked appointment per $25? So can we spend $25 per day to get one person to book onto our calendar? If we can do that, you might think that's only one person a day. How are we going to scale that? It's like, yeah, that might be one person a day, but if you close one out of every 4 appointments, which is a 24% close rate, which is honestly abysmal, then we close 1 out of 4 people and we're getting 1 person a day. So every 4 days we close 1 client. But if we have a $25 cost per book call, then we could jump that up from spending $25 a day to $100 a day. 100 divided by 4 is 4 booked appointments. 100 divided by 25 is 4 booked appointments per day. And if we can get 4 booked appointments per day for $100 and we can close one of them for $500, then we're spending $100 on ads and we're getting back $500 a day in monthly recurring revenue, which without including the LTV, lifetime value of the customer, our ROAS, return on ad spend, is going to be a 5 to 1, a 5x. Spend $100, make $500 back. That's the system. And then you don't even have to worry about diminishing returns with ads until you start spending a little bit more than that. But then also be a dog, get your paws dirty, do some cold calls. It works. It works. It works. Okay, now you know how to get the clients. Well, we have to actually sell the clients, right? You know, you need to have all 3 of these. You can't have 1 or 2 of them without the other, right? If you're getting book calls but you don't sell the service, then you'll have no one to fulfill and retain. If you're not getting the book calls, then you don't have anyone to sell the service to. And if you get the book calls and you can sell the service but you can't fulfill and retain, then you're not going to make any MRR, and your business is going to be in this perpetual loop of filling in the past customers that keep leaving you. So what is the number 1 way on how to sell these clients and at least close at a 30 to 40% rate? Very simple. You need to focus on not selling the product. You need to not sell the service that you're selling, but sell the outcome that is being produced by that product. So if we're selling an AI receptionist, we're not going to sell the AI receptionist. We're not going to talk about, oh, look how good it speaks and look, never misses calls, this and that. No, you can't do that. This is all outcome-based selling. What is the AI receptionist going to do for the business? That's a question for you that I'm going to answer, but you should be asking that question yourself. The way I'll answer that is, well, it allows them to keep their call hours open after 5 p.m., right? So when all the people who have money to spend on a business, who typically have 9 to 5 jobs or insurance, then they get off at 9 to 5, they finally have time to call the business, but now you're closed. What if you're the only business after 5 p.m. who could keep their call hours open 24/7? How many extra calls would you get per day? Oh, what was that XYZ business owner? 30 extra calls per day? Cool. So that 30 times 30, that's 900 extra calls a month. How many of those calls will come into your business? Oh, 50% of the people who call come in, spend money? Gotcha. 50% of 900 is 450. And then you ask, what's the least amount of money those 450 clients could spend with you? Oh, $100 for a tooth cleaning if we're selling to a dentist? Gotcha. 100 times 450, that's $45,000 a month in revenue that you're leaving on the table because you don't have something like this implemented. Then the question is, what would an extra $45,000 a month do for you? Oh, it would allow you to spend 3 months a year in a Tuscan villa and send your wife to Pilates and, let your kids go to private school instead of Chino fucking Hills, right? And if we can do that and we can bring that emotional pain out of them, then we get to say the final line, which is, would you not pay $500 a month to implement an AI receptionist that can make you an extra $45,000 a month in revenue, which allows you to spend 3 months in Europe and do these things with your family and allow your kids to not get a terrible education, right? And now you just put them into a corner where they're forced to make the only logical decision, which is yes, and no one wants to look like an idiot, a fool, and make the illogical decision, which is no. So if they're gonna say no, they typically just hang up because it's honestly too embarrassing to say no to that. Boom, that's how you sell it. Very simple. Don't sell the product, sell the outcome that the product is going to produce. If I'm going to be real with you, you can't sell an AI receptionist for $497 a month. You just can't anymore. You can't, right? You can maybe sell it for $197 a month, but I sell mine for $500 per month because myself and my closers are trained to sell it in a particular way that hits a pain in them that justifies that $497 price. Now we know how to get the book calls. We know how to roughly sell the service if you are listening. And now we just need to fulfill and retain, right? With these 2 things, we can actually drive the revenue. We can actually see that revenue hit our bank, but I promise you, you're going to have issues. People are going to want refunds. You're going to get disputes. It's going to be a mess it's going to be a colossal mess if you don't really focus on fulfillment and how to retain. And that's the biggest thing with that is you just want, and here's a little thing you can see here on how to sell, right? Average cleaning. You can look at this later. I don't have time to pause it. Now, this is the business that we're selling to. We give them the AI receptionist. First thing to prevent churn is give them as much as possible, right? Don't try and sell them as much as possible. Sell them one thing, but then give them as much as possible. The Google reviews, SEO, websites, etc. The more more you give them, the more they're going to be stuck with your business, as we briefly talked about earlier in this video. So I'll just throw in the website and the Google reviews for free, right? So they don't keep paying you because they want to. They keep paying you because they have to, because your service is their business's lifeline. That's the most important thing here. And when it comes to fulfilling, I have a ton of videos on just how to actually build an AI receptionist for a business and do the websites. That's super easy. And then if you really want to scale this, then what you can do is you could make this right here, one VA. You could pay a virtual assistant up here, and the one VA can do all this. So they can spend 4 hours a day. Look, you can automate this entire business that I just told you with 2 employees, and one of them's commission based. So the VA, virtual assistant, you pay $300 to $400 a month, right? Cough it up. Don't be a cheap bastard. Like, grow up. Like, you're starting a business. You can pay a little bit of money. $400 a month. Hire the one virtual assistant. They'll post in 20 Facebook groups a day. They'll post the AI content. They'll do any other method of cold outreach or cold calling, etc. And they're going to drive leads to book onto your calendar. If you have one VA spending 4 hours a day on outreach, you can get 5 to 7 book calls per day. Now, if you get those book calls per day, we're going to hire one closer, a commission-based sales rep who can actually close all these deals at a 40% rate. Now, what happens is the VA puts the fuel at the top of the pipeline. The AI appointment setter actually gets them booked onto the calendar. Then the commission-based sales rep, who you give 50% of the upfront commission to the first month, they sell the clients. And then once they sell the clients, they go, say they sell someone for $500 a month for an AI receptionist. They put in their Slack or they fill out a form that messages the VA, and the VA, right, she spends 4 hours of her days doing the outreach and then the other 4 doing fulfillment. And then she goes in and does fulfillment and plugs the AI receptionist into the business, and then you're done. You just literally built a pyramid where you had the VA doing the outreach, the commission-based closer doing the sales, the VA also doing the fulfillment. That's your whole business. Every time a client gets onboarded, you call them real quick, welcome them to the team, say what's up, be like, if you need anything, let me know. Just building that personal rapport, because the way you minimize churn is by doing 2 things: provide results and provide a relationship. If people like you and you're getting them some bit of results, they will keep paying you, right? People buy from people that they like, they know, and they trust. So if you can bring that into your business, then it'll be extremely beneficial. Now, again, if you want this entire prompt for the AI agent, if you want this entire system built out for you, VAs hired for you, commission-based sales rep hired you, your entire business built for you in a sense, and mentorship and consulting around the entire thing, go down below, book a call with myself or my team. If you saw this video and was like, damn, he provided me a lot of value for free, that's crazy. Just imagine how much value I'm going to provide you if you pay me, right? I'm not like being upfront with it, it's like, cool, yeah, whatever. But on another note, if you go down below, I have a free Skool community. I have a free agency website. I'll actually show you it real quick. This is it. You can go down below, click the link for the website and hit edit with Lovable, and you can just steal my entire agency website, watch demo. You can actually, you can
think
use
about
my VSL.
this.
That's a VSL, test drive our AI. If you hit this button, it would call my AI, and then it, get you to book a call, and then book demo up here, straight to calendar. But you can go down below and literally take this. Don't need your email, don't need your number, don't need anything. Just take it for completely free. It's yours. I don't want it. Also, if you want $12,000 in free gifts, go down below, grab my GoHighLevel free trial, 30 days free. You may as well. And yeah, go down below, book a call with my team. Hope you enjoyed this video. I try to provide a no fluff, completely packed with value video every single time. So I hope that was the case. Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe. Thank you for being here. And yeah, just most importantly, get off your ass. And it's not easy. No such thing as a side hustle. Side hustles don't work. If you want to start a business, then you need to work 24 hours a day. That's the only way it's going to work. It's too good. The reward is too good for it to be anything but working 24 hours a day. So if you want to make a ton of money, then you need to work your fucking ass off. And if anyone tells you different, then they're lying to you and they're trying to take your money. If you want a side hustle, go flip some couches on Facebook Marketplace on your Sunday or Saturday. That's it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.